Yeah, because we're all stuck in this strange in between, but it's the severity of it, right? For how it impacts each and every one of us individually is so unique, right? And for me, I find that it ebbs and flows. Like I'll wake up in the morning and things are great, okay, and then throughout the day I'm like, oh, this is not feeling good. It's kind of like that rickety roller coaster, right? Like put on a happy face, but holy cow. And yeah, even just going walking. Like I'm craving that. Please, someone just see me, look at me. Please just say hi.
Acknowledge me.
Yes, I'm right here. I'm over here. Like, okay, what else can I do? I guess I could do a dance or something, but that would be strangely weird. But I'm down for that too. I don't even care at this point. See me.
I know. And that's why I thought today a good topic would be something about postpartum moms, because and when I say postpartum, I refer to the stage after having a baby, not necessarily postpartum depression, but we can say postnatal too. And just reaching out to them, letting them know a little bit about what we do, and then talk about maybe some things that warning signs maybe that they should be looking for and seek help. You both are trained doulas, and you both have worked, and Tasha, you're also a holistic counselor. So I was wondering if you could just explain what a doula could do for people right now. So obviously what a doula does in regular times, and maybe how you can virtually help with them. Maybe Christine, you can start with how you're virtually helping your clients right now.
Absolutely. Just those daily check-ins that are so vitally important, because we are in this strange, surreal place where nothing quite feels right? And especially when you're a new mom, because I feel like we always second guess ourselves, right? We don't tune into our intuition enough. We just don't trust it. Right? So even just those daily check-ins, which could be a text, it could be a video call, it could be a FaceTime call, it could be a Zoom call, just those check-ins to let them know that I'm here. I'm a warm voice. We can talk about things you need to talk about. If you need to show me, baby's lips or how baby's latching, I can definitely do that online because I can see you.
Okay.
Right? But at the same time, it's just that warm voice. Right? I'm here for you. I can't do physical things for you. Like I can't hold your baby when you need to have a nap or when you need to have a shower, but I can listen to you. I can be that warm voice, and I can be that shoulder that you can virtually lean on while, you're asking, you can ask me any question, right? And I will give you as much knowledge as I have. And also I will, provide resources for you. But at the same time, it's funny because I was so look forward to these Zoom calls, because I'm like, there's people. Oh, hello, people.
Yeah.
I see you out there.
And that's funny you mentioned that, because if you picture a new mom right now, so one of the most isolating events in my entire life was when I had a new baby at home and I was by myself. And then this is not the postpartum stage that moms imagined right now, right? Like anybody, there's no baby showers. There's no get-togethers. There's no friends dropping by with lasagnas. It's a completely different world. So connecting with somebody, and I think that I remember when I had my baby that I was very in tune to what I considered to be judgmental. So I'd like to talk to people that didn't know me, or they weren't my mom, or they weren't like a friend that I considered to like be looking down on what I'm doing. So it's nice to have, I don't know if you have that with your clients, but like that's how I felt. I wanted to always talk to somebody that gave me a perspective, like just told me that I was doing okay, not like this.
Exactly. No, exactly. For real. Yeah, you just need to, and that's what I do a lot. I do a lot of reassuring, right? Yeah. Like, you're the best mom for your baby, right? And I know that, and especially even in the best of times, moms have anxiety because we want to do the best we can without having the tools to be able to, or we think we don't have the tools to be able to do so, right? And even if we do, we're like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Oh, geez, like you just, because there's so much coming at you all the time, right? Everybody's got an opinion, everybody's got a perspective, everybody.
And then we're online a lot more now too. So you see, and it, like Tasha and I just before this, we're talking about oversaturation, and there is an oversaturation online right now of, you can do it and you're doing great and hang in there, and you know, you should join this club or do this free event. And because there's so much oversaturation, people are doing nothing. That's what it seems like for us small business owners, or people are just
Yeah, I agree.
do nothing because there's too much to do.
It's overwhelming, right?
Yeah.
It's that overwhelm, information overload, and
Right.
overwhelm of all these free, like free Instagram, free webinar, I'll teach you how to do this, 6-figure income. Yeah. Really? Really? Like
Yeah.
every day.
Every day. Yeah.
Right? So yeah.
Who is the ideal person you're reaching out for right now in terms of who is the mom that needs you the most right now, would you say? Like what would she look like?
The mom that needs me the most right now is probably like that first time mom who doesn't have anybody around, because no one's like you said, like you explained it perfectly. Like no one's coming for a visit, no one's bringing lasagna, no one's there just to hold your baby and let you, you know, go have a shower or a nap, or no one's there to come and help you tidy your house. You know what I mean? Or walk your dog or pick up the poop or whatever. You know what I mean? No one's there. It's just you and this little person who depends on you solely. And that in and of itself, when the world is quote unquote normal, is overwhelming.
Right.
So right now,
Come home, they hand you this little baby and they say, now take it home and take care of it. Good luck.
There you go. Bye.
and you get home and you really, like, I couldn't imagine getting home and being a brand new mom right now. And no, like I've talked to, like I said, I work with some students who are now moving online. The world is completely awful for them because they're trying to do their schoolwork. They have toddlers running around who need them. Some of them have immune compromised kids, and then their families are first responders. This is a story I heard yesterday. So they can't even connect with their mom and brother because they're first responders. So mom can't come over and help. So there is a million different versions of the story of mom right now. So I'll pose a question to Tasha and I'll ask, like, what is a warning sign maybe that a mom should be looking for where she's not baby blues, but maybe past baby blues, that she maybe should seek some help?
I mean, I think again with postpartum, it happens on that continuum, and right, and so it can these different things can pop up each day. I think if it's just the same, you know, getting stuck in a catastrophizing type of thinking that everything, like we said, everything is overwhelming right now. But if it's to the point where you're like, I can't physically do this, if you're noticing physical shifts in your sleep. So maybe you're not, I mean, a newborn baby, you're probably not sleeping very well anyway, but if you're noticing severe, either fatigue or severe, maybe even sleeplessness, you know, when your body it should be physically and mentally exhausted, but your mind is just going. Again, interesting with new mom, but food and your appetite. And if you're really noticing a big dip in either direction of those things, obviously as a mom, if you are breastfeeding, you're going to be eating more and things like that. And maybe if you're used to having those extra snacks, and if you're noticing now in this isolation that all of a sudden you don't really have that hunger, it could be your emotions connecting to those sort of usual signals that your body's going to give you. And then just feeling really stuck. I think that's a feeling of not knowing where to go, and decisions that might normally seem simple might seem really sort of big and too much to handle. And I think what we need to highlight is that it's completely normal to feel those different range of emotions after having a baby, and to just, I think, again, we've talked about this before, but be gentle with yourself, because those feelings could be a lot stronger right now because of the type of isolation that we're experiencing. And I think Christine highlighted the main thing. If anything's coming up where you just feel like this is heavier than usual, this, you know, follow your intuition. I think Christine, like, follow that. Your body and your mind will know when you've hit a point where this might be a little bit much. This has continued for a few days, or it's gone for maybe a few weeks, and you kind of have that little feeling or that little thought in the back of your mind thinking, you know, maybe I need to reach out to someone, or maybe I need extra support, and that you really need to kind of take that time to listen to those little cues. And I think the most important thing, whether you're being supported by a doula or a friend or a family member, and I do like how you said, you know, someone usually disconnected from your personal life can really, it's kind of an overused term, but hold space for you. that they are there. Like if Christine is going to support, or if I'm supporting a mom, we are just focused on supporting them. There's no judgment. There's not going to be any real prescription. It's like, what do you need in this moment? Because what might have worked 6 weeks ago for a postpartum mom may just not work right now. So what do we have at our fingertips, at our disposal right now that we can help her with to utilize? And I think the biggest thing is a caring, listening ear on the other side of the phone, or on, you know, on the computer, a face looking back that can just literally listen to them and try to support them in that way.
Yeah, that's a good point. And also that even though we're living through a crisis, I think it's still important. It's something that we want to push at Evolve Women's Wellness, and what we had at New Mama was we want to process the birth after having a baby. So it's something that I don't think is utilized enough, or maybe it's not talked about yet, but we're hoping to break into that world and have make sure that women know that if you just want someone to chat with over just processing what happened during labor and delivery, maybe it didn't go as you expected. Maybe something happened, maybe you had some trauma, maybe your body isn't healing or responding in the same way that you thought it would. And that could be a year postpartum. Like that could be a year after having your baby. You're still feeling like you're not yourself. And then there's women who have career women who take on motherhood, so they go this way, and it's that can be difficult. So somebody to chat with over these things, I think, is really important. So processing your birth after having the baby, just having someone to talk to, like we can do that over Zoom as well. So that's something that Christine can do with you, or Tasha can do with you, and also Renee, our psychotherapist, I think.
Another thing, can I just chime in too? I know I always bring up the importance of journaling or writing. So you don't necessarily have someone on the phone or the computer that's accessible 24 hours a day. I mean, obviously we can be pretty accessible, but to write things down, and I think it's birth story, things that are coming up for you. So a journal or a notebook or just something, and that even so in the moment when it's coming up for you, if you don't have that immediate support, you have it there. You have, you know, if you put pen to paper and kind of close that book for now. But I think it's a really good part of the healing process with working through our birth stories. And then that information, or what you put down, women have turned it into short stories, women have turned it into poetry. It can then be shared with those people that are supporting you in your life as well.
Right. So something that when I had my baby, I remember feeling like I had never heard of any of this before. That so many women say that, and it's crazy that, you know, most women in their lifetime have a child. Not everyone, but most, and there's so much unheard stories right now of in general. And it's like, okay, well, we're all experiencing this, but no one's talking about it. And we want to bring back the concept of the village, and we want to bring back this holistic approach to, because other cultures around the world still tackle it that way. Like your baby's raised by lots of women, and you are celebrated for going through that feat of strength that you did by giving birth to that baby. So it's nothing to be discounted. You don't, like, in our pelvic floor side of Evolve Women's Wellness, we want to teach women that it isn't necessarily to be celebrated that you're back at the gym 2 weeks after your postpartum. You're supposed to be healing, and it's best for your body and it's best for your spirit to heal and to take that time, because you have the rest of your life to go hard at the gym. This is your time.
Kind of along the same lines, but just have a person. So whether it's a doula, or whether it's a counselor, or whether it's whoever it is, and for some people that is, you know, they might choose support in a different way, or even if it's a friend, you know, have someone that you have to go through for the things that you need to talk to. And that might not be the same person for everything, right? But just knowing that you do have a non-judgmental listening ear to reach out. And I think, again, if we stick with the postpartum, I'm going to kind of repeat myself here, but to just, if you're having those little feelings like something's doesn't feel right, or I feel like this is, you know, and whether it's a first time mom, or even, you know, some moms I know that they've had a few kids and it's like, well, I wasn't like this. Oh, I got this.
Yeah.
I didn't have postpartum, or I didn't have baby blues, or, you know, well, this is a new world. This is a lot going on. So again, be gentle with yourself, and just, it's okay to ask for help. I think that's the biggest thing here. And that's whether you're a new mom, a postpartum mom, like, whether you're postpartum.
It goes back to this super mom mentality, and it's the same with going back to the gym too early. Well, obviously people aren't going to the gym right now, but maybe you're exercising at home or something. You don't have anything to prove to anybody, and you don't have to do everything by yourself. And a lot of women are just like, it's so natural to have a baby, so I shouldn't worry about it, or it didn't happen with the first two, so why? But our risks of things change and increase with time, with
age.
And life is completely different with maybe a toddler and a newborn at home. Like, it's not going to be quiet. And these are the people that like, you want to probably reach out for some help if you need it at that time.
Yeah, and then the other thing too is that,
thing about sorry for cutting off. One more thing about, I just want to say about journaling is that will help you sleep as well. So if you have it on your mind, even if you have to get up out of bed and take 20 minutes to tie yourself up by writing down what's going through your mind, that should help you get back to sleep. It's something that we recommend. Sorry.
And also, those intrusive thoughts that
Yeah.
we do have, that because we have how many thoughts a day, like a ridiculous amount of thoughts per day. It's those intrusive thoughts that sometimes for first-time moms, they it's never happened to them before, and they feel they're not weird, but out of their element. Like, what is this? Why am I worrying so much about, like, is baby breathing? Is baby pooping enough, eating enough? All these things, right? And it's, did I lock the front door? Did I turn off the stove? All these intrusive thoughts that you might not have had before, but also your hormones are going like whack-a-doodle, right? You've got this great big hormonal surge, and then you have that baby, and you've got that huge hormonal plunge, right? So
Right.
these things that you have to, like, you don't really know biologically unless someone were to educate you on it, and you feel it's like a surreal out-of-body experience sometimes.
Yeah.
Or what's wrong with me?
Yeah. No, it's true. And and even as the baby gets older, they're starting to eat, and you're worrying about choking. They're not eating enough. They're like, my daughter is 16 months now, and she's growing like a weed, but I'm constantly like, do I feed her correctly? Like, is she getting enough vitamins or whatever it is? So,
it continues. My kids are 8 and 3. Or 8, no, they're not. I don't even know the age of my children. Actually, my son is 4. See, that's what happens in isolation. You actually forget how many kids you have and how old they are. But even me.
What day is it? I need to get those.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Week on them, so I know what day it is.
I barely know their names, but even that, I've found that I'm more, I've always cared about my kids' health and what they eat, but I've been even hyper vigilant because they're with me 1 week and then their dad 1 week and then back and forth like that. So I'm like, I find myself when I'm with them, because they're there right now, and then I'll go and hang out with them this afternoon. I'll be like, did you have your vitamin D this morning? Did you have your multivitamin? Did you have that vitamin C spray? How many times did you have it? And they're like, Mom, we're good.
We're gonna be fine, Mom.
Yeah, and my ex is like, I have the bag of
and your list of instructions.
And I'm not usually that supplement mom and that whatever. Like, my kids, I just felt that they were eating a healthy, balanced diet before. But then with all of this newness in the world, I've kind of ramped up a little bit. But it's easy to get caught in that.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And we're in a weird situation. This is just like before COVID, how I felt about, like, always overthinking things. And it's so funny, the spectrum of women, because there's some women that are like, my kid will tell me when I'm hungry, it's hungry. And then there's other women that are like, I must feed the child on the hour. And then there's all this realm in between, and you're sifting through this information. You're on mom groups and you're like, should my daughter be drinking 2 bottles a day or 6 bottles a day? And then there's like 40 comments about, don't feed your kid that much milk, and baby shouldn't even have milk, and why are you
Breast is best.
Yeah.
That's
exactly.
what you need to do, what Christine said, and just list. That's when you just need to push all of that away, get offline for a couple of minutes, go inward. It doesn't take long. It can just be standing for a minute and going, okay, what does my gut as a mother, as a woman say? And what the first thing that pops into your head, do that.
Yeah. Good advice. Okay, so we are running out of time on our Zoom call here. So we can definitely do this, pick up again postpartum topics another week, because I think it's so vast, and maybe we'll throw out to the audience who's listening if there's any questions they have for you guys, and we can do this again another time.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Glad we could do it.
Yeah, it's nice to chat, and we'll get some new moms. I know some people having some babies soon, and maybe they have some questions for you. So
Great.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Bye, ladies.
Later.
Have a beautiful day.
You too. Bye.
Bye. Like seeing other humans.
Yes, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.